Good morning, coffee nerds, D&D, TikTok, and beyond, and welcome to the first episode of Roll for Latte, where I let the fates decide my morning coffee. This series is inspired by Roll for Sandwich, made popular by Adventures in Ardia. Let's roll. Today I'll be using this green cat's eye dice from Tabletop Game & Hobby in KC. Remember to shop local. Ooh, look how pretty. First up, we have our D6 espresso roll. 4 Sway coffee roasters. Established in 2019 by a local bakery in Kansas City, Sway Coffee Roasters was eventually opened as a roasting space and cafe in September of 2022. Ooh, May 10th. That's 9 months of degassing. Espresso's peak is 2 weeks to 2 months off of roast. Well, let's load these beans into the hopper and try to get this dialed in. Dialing in refers to the process of changing the parameters such as coarseness of the grinds, dosage, and time with water. Typically, I'm looking for 18 to 21 grams for a double shot of espresso, and we'll call that 18. Using my weight distribution tool, I'll break up the clumps, which are caused by static electricity created by friction or heat during the grinding process. This will give us an even distribution for a better tamp. Now time for that money shot. Wow, that came in really fast. Not much oil to extract since it sat around for so long. We can see we're not going to get much crema, and it's going to be an unbalanced and roasty shot. To avoid this, buy directly from the roaster. Next is our D4 roll for style. 1. Shaken. Sure. The shaken espresso, known as Shakerato, hails from Italy, popularized in the US by Starbucks. Though traditionally made in a cocktail shaker, we will be adding our ingredients into this mason jar with a little bit of ice. Continuing on to our D6 roll for vessel. 3. Classic mug. This classic diner mug is wearing a sweater, as the high is 31 today, and it needs a little coziness in its life. But of course, we have to shake it in this jar before we put it in there. Let's shake things up with our D20 Wild Magic roll. 1. Marshmallow fluff. 1 again. Okay. The New England Classic Comfort Food debuted in 1918 in Massachusetts. And I knew nothing about New England until this exact moment. I am not excited about this. Since we are shaking this over ice, this marshmallow stuff won't have a chance to dissolve or melt. Next up, D12 syrup roll. 3. Blue agave. Agave is a succulent plant native to Mexico. It's used as an alternative sweetener, but it's mostly known as tequila's main ingredient. This will definitely add a little sweetness and hopefully cut the acidity and bring out some buttery notes in the espresso. Let's move on to D8 milk roll. 2. Almond milk. We will be using this Califia Farms Barista Blend. The Barista Blend has more protein than regular almond milk, meaning it will be creamier. It's also sweet and nutty. This will pair well with the blue agave. Normally we would want about 4 ounces, but today we're going to pour with our heart. Now our Beyonces and Lucy Lou's and Baby Dolls, get on the floor. You know what to do. While we're shaking our Polaroid, we are incorporating all of the ingredients. We are aerating the almond milk, and let's pray that something happens to that marshmallow fluff, and it's not just marshmallow clump. Let's pop the top off this Polaroid and see what's developed. We're going to pour this into our cozy mug, and we have a floater. Looks great. Today, we'll be using this crossing of the Delaware Quarter to flip for whip. Heads. This bad boy is getting the whip. We will be using the classic Ready Whip to hide that little island of fluff. Little dollop will do. Last but not least, the D10 topping roll. 1. Vegan peppermint marshmallows. Lots of ones today. Well, double mallow it is. Dandy's vegan peppermint marshmallows are free of corn syrup, artificial flavors, and colors. They kind of remind me of buttermints. Let's get these little ones on there. Ooh! Can't let those ones get away. Let's put those back on there. Put you here, and there. Okay, this doesn't look that bad. Deceivingly, this looks like a hot drink, which would be preferred today, but we'll see how all these flavors combine. Going in for that first sip. Okay, this is pretty basic latte. The almond milk is the champ here. I do, however, appreciate what the agave has done for the espresso. It's bringing out those chocolate and butter notes. Second sip. Oof. That mallow clump, no bueno. Just a big chewy ball of sugar. But I do like the flavor and the texture of the peppermint marshmallows. They are creating a bit of intrigue. Of course, the whipped cream adds the general sweetness of the icy beverage. I would say overall, this is a pretty okay beverage. Not the worst coffee I've ever had. Let's give this a 4.3. We'll call this the Stay Puff Surprise. Stay nerdy and dirty. See you next week.